Exclusive, Man United chase £190 million duo, recommended by scouts. Joao Neves and Antonio Silva have been excellent for Benfica since breaking into the squad, and Man United could profit. Man United's success next season will hinge on summer transfers, and they have been linked with Antonio Silva and Joao Neves to solvge that. Benfica duo Silva and Neves have been recommended by United scouts for a potential summer swoop. However, financial constraints due to Benfica's price tag of the duo may pose obstacles in pursuing the talented young pair. Manchester United's summer transfer window will be huge in determining how successful they are next season in all competitions, but despite links to Benfica pair Antonio Silva and Joao Neves, financial power could be a stumbling block in their chase for the youngsters, GIVEMESPORT sources have revealed. United have had a poor season on the field, crashing out of the Carabao Cup and Champions League early doors, and with their Premier League season hitting the bricks with just 2 wins in their last 9, much is needed ahead of what will be an even more challenging season if they don't get their recruitment right. Manchester United's window so far. United have a lot of work to do behind the scenes. The Red Devils will need to sort out their staffing issues before the start of the transfer window, with Dan Ashworth still on gardening leave from Newcastle United after the sporting director announced his intentions to leave St James' Park for Old Trafford, and there is the matter of Erik ten Hag's future to be resolved, with the Dutchman looking likely to be shown the exit door after a poor season. Regardless, tracks will be made behind the scenes in any case, and United will be looking ahead to next season in another bid to change their fortunes after an underwhelming campaign. And with that in mind, the Old Trafford outfit have been recommended Benfica duo Silva and Neves ahead of a potential summer move, with any bid for them not being ruled out. Manchester United, Antonio Silva and Joao Neves latest. United are interested in various players ahead of the summer window. GIVEMESPORT sources have revealed that United scouts have constantly recommended Silva and Neves as 2 options that could come into United's defence and midfield. The young duo have been in fine form for Benfica this season, and despite a disappointing campaign on the whole for the Portuguese side, their development will only stand the club in good stead for the future, having previously sold the likes of Joao Felix, Darwin Núñez, Ruben Dias and Ederson for huge fees in the past. The problem, however, is that Silva, who is said to have an £87 million release clause, and Neves would likely cost a lot of money, which would be a serious problem for United. With big money spent on Casemiro 2 years ago, the Red Devils would be ill-afforded to spend even more money on a defensive-minded midfielder, and with the same being true for Lisandro Martinez's arrival in defence, other key areas such as a striker and full-backs would need improving first. A move for the pair has by no means been spoken about as a priority, though they have been mentioned in terms of recruitment, and as such, Neves, who reportedly has a £103 million release clause, and Silva are 2 targets that United could make a move for in the summer window. Neves and Silva would be top additions at Old Trafford. Youngsters with Champions League pedigree would be ideal. Neves' potential arrival would solve the lethargy that has been shown by Casemiro this season. The Brazilian was superb for United last season, but he hasn't been at the races this season, even having to fill in at centre-back at times, and a new, younger replacement would give United energy in the centre of the park. Bruno Fernandes went as far as saying that Neves would be an excellent addition at Old Trafford, believing the youngster is good enough for the step up. Furthermore, problems at centre-back have existed all season. First-choice centre-backs Martinez and Rafael Varane have suffered bouts of injury. Victor Lindelof has been in and out of the team with his own treatment woes, leaving Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans to come in for games, and with Evans at the end of his contract, a new star centre-back is needed to give fans belief for the future alongside securing a quality partner for Martinez and Maguire should they be fit. Man United eye Juventus defender Gleison Bremer as they draw up 3-man shortlist for summer transfer window. Manchester United are exploring a summer deal for Brazilian Juventus defender Gleison Bremer, TalkSport understands. United want to sign 2 new centre-backs in the upcoming transfer window, with Rafael Varane out of contract and Victor Lindelof up for sale. The Red Devils have also shown interest in Fulham star and soon-to-be free agent, Manchester City youth product Dosin Adarabio. They are also admirers of Everton's Gerard Brandtwaite. 27-year-old Bremer signed from Torino 2 years ago on a 5-year deal for £42.5 million. He was brought in to replace Matthijs de Ligt, who left to join Bayern Munich. Since then he's made 80 appearances for the club, netting 8 goals and bagging 1 assist in the process. 3 of those goals came in 34 appearances in Serie A this year, with Juve currently 3rd in the league. He's also made 4 appearances for the Brazil national team. But should the Red Devils want him, they'll have to deal with his reported £51.5 million release clause. Ten Hag and co need reinforcements for Man United's defence. Man United have been hindered by a lack of options at centre-half on numerous occasions, namely the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry. Harry Maguire was the only fit, senior centre-back available for Erik ten Hag's side. Couple that with Man United's defensive record this term, the Red Devils are making investing in their backline a priority. Dan Ashworth, who is expected to take over as sporting director following part of Ineo's investment in the club, will have a big task on his hands to turn things around after another underwhelming season for United, who currently sit 8th in the league. Manchester United can sell 15 players, Casemiro is finished, and replacing David de Gea with Andre Onana was a calamitous mistake. I wouldn't be disappointed if Manchester United sold 15 players this summer. We need to make massive changes, a big overhaul. The player profiles are not right. If you give Pep Guardiola this team, they are not going to pass it around like Man City. If you give Jurgen Klopp this team, they are not going to press high, dominate possession, and create lots of chances. If you sack Ten Hag and bring in Thomas Tuchel or Roberto De Zerbi, they have a certain style of football that won't suit these players either. It always comes back to the players. We've got to change them. There's a core group of players we should definitely keep. You've got Lisandro Martinez, who has been injured all season, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot has had a good season. Bruno Fernandes is another. He's not had a great season, but when he's not in the team they are even worse. There are others I'd give a chance to, like Mason Mount and Andre Onana. I think they should be given another shot. Younger players like Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund and Kobbie Mainoo should be in an environment that protects and nurtures them, but they're being hung out to dry. They're being expected to go away to Crystal Palace and be the focal point for that team. You look back at the class of '92 and those young players were playing with the likes of Eric Cantona, Roy Keane, Peter Schmeichel, but now there's no protection. There is no seniority at Manchester United at the moment. Those 3 players are 100% players I'd be keeping and developing for the future. But it's not a big list, the players I keep. We need a clear out. There's far too much expectation placed on our young players and not enough protection and leadership from senior figures in the dressing room. Onana has been suspect all season, but it's only his first year in the Premier League. Calamitous de Gea Onana mistake. Look, it's still season 1 for Onana. If you look back to what he was like for Ajax and Inter Milan, his distribution is very good and he was one of the better goalkeepers in Europe. Man United haven't been able to play that way this year due to the injuries at centre-back. We're not playing with a sweeper keeper, so he's not really been able to display his best skill set. But as a basic goalkeeper, I've said it all season, I don't have a lot of faith. Positioning, ability to get down, covering his front post, these are basic goalkeeping skills that David de Gea was way better at. I do think it was a mistake to get rid of de Gea. I think we did it a year too early. You've just got to hope that Onana in year 2 will improve in his basic goalkeeper skills and we become a team that actually plays out from the back, because then you will see improvement in him. But there are issues there.